Welcome back with a smiling face. Links to previous episodes are given in the video description, so don't forget to like, subscribe and share the video. The Girl in the Woods. Blurb. Sarah Anderson is a beautiful, straight-A student, but she leads a miserable life as she has no one to love her. She is used to get bullied and heartbroken from everyone, including her parents and her twin brother. She has just two things which keep her going every day, her passion for the education and her undying obsession for Jake, who is a perfect combination of talents, looks and wealth. However, to her dismay, Jake shows contrasting attitudes towards her. One time he tries to show his care but only to ignore her completely the next moment. One day she receives a text from an anonymous person, which becomes the turning point of her life. This person starts to take care of her from distant, do everything to keep her happy, and he even confesses his love for her. As a result, she eventually falls in love with him. But this leads her to a mental struggle as she is unable to let her feelings for Jake goes away. What will happen to her when she finds out the true identity of her anonymous messenger? Would it help her to overcome her struggle or make her life even miserable? Prologue. He kicked me again. I fall onto the cold icy floor with unbearable pain. He has already hit me countless times. My whole body was aching. But I was so scared to worry about my physical pain. I have to get out of here. I crawled away from him with all the strength I had. But my luck ended with a big dusty wall. Boxes, barrels, unused machinery, and all sort of junk were piled up on both sides. I had no way out from the back, right, or left. The only way out was from the front, where he and 4 of his friends were blocking my way. So how am I going to escape? Please let me go. I will do anything you ask. Please let me go, I cried. I screamed while trying to foolishly hide myself, leaning to the back wall. Why, you want to go? This is so much fun, isn't it? He laughed like insane. All 5 of them started to laugh at me. The more I beg them, the more they laugh at me. I don't care they laugh at me, I don't care they hit me, I don't mind they humiliate me. Because all the instincts I had as a girl were telling something far worse is going to happen. He kneeled in front of me and pulled me to him. He smelled like sweat and alcohol. He was drunk. All of them were drunk and on weeds. They were all out of their minds. Please, I beg you to let me go. I promise. He grabbed my face from his right hand and forced me to a kiss. His lips were crashing on mine, and his tongue was forcing me to open me for him to explore more. His saliva mixed with alcohol, nicotine, and all the other disgusting things made me feel vomit. I tried to hold my breath. I couldn't stand the sickening smell coming out of him. I wiggled my body, trying to escape from him. But he was much stronger than me. I started punching him with all the strength I had. But he didn't seem to care. Maybe he didn't feel any of them. He was so obsessed with lust. He was tracing my tongue with his sticky, gross one. I bit his tongue. It must be painful. He cursed me and pulled away from the kiss. I saw some blood coming out of his mouth. He stared at me, shockingly. His eyes were burning with anger. I knew I am in much more danger now. I am sorry, please forgive me. I am sorry. Let me go, tie her up and plaster her mouth, he yelled. I don't know where they found all the ropes. They tied me from my hands to a nearby metal column. Then they plastered my mouth. You, how dare you to bite me? Get ready to pay the consequences, he smirked. He came to me and started. I tried to turn my neck. He started slapping me so hard. I couldn't keep counting how many times he slapped me. My face was burning, and my head was almost exploding. He pulled my sweater to the sides. It got torn up, showing the t-shirt I was wearing under that. It was a tight t-shirt that clung to my body, showing all my curves. He stared. I didn't want to lose only things I had to these crazy monsters. I prefer to die than losing myself to them. I wiggled. I tried everything to protest. But I was just a small doe captured by a pack of wolves, he started. I closed my eyes. I couldn't stand my poor body getting exposed in front of their lustful eyes. Stop now, a strong masculine voice echoed all over the storeroom. Who you think? He turned around to see the person to whom the voice belongs. You, he said surprisingly. He sounds utterly shocked. I opened my eyes to see who the stranger is. I couldn't believe my eyes. It was the least expected person here. This is none of your business, he said to the person who disturbs his lascivious operation. It was none of my business. But now it is. Now get out of here. Or I will kill every single one of you and put your shameful bodies for dogs to eat. But, he started to complain. I think I should make myself more clearly to you. The next moment, one of the drunkard fellows was flying in the air. Okay, we are outta here. Forgive us. They all ran out. All of them were frightened and drunk. So they couldn't even run. They were crawling out. I was amazed by how the whole situation turns upside down. But now I have to face the biggest trouble. The least expected person to appear in this kind of a situation was walking towards me, his eyes focusing on mine. I felt embarrassed as I remember I was half naked. I was literally in my underwear. He first unflustered my mouth. Then he started to pull up my jeans. I wanted to tell him to untie me first. Then I can do this embarrassing stuff by myself. He is the last person on the earth I want to be embarrassed in front of. First, please, he covered my mouth from his palm and made me silent. His touch made me shivered. I was disgusted by how they touched me minutes ago. But his touch, I craved for it. He then continued pulling my jeans up gently and buttoning them. Then he pulled down my t-shirt. My sweater was anyway torn, so couldn't do anything about that. Finally, he untied me from the column. He removed his jersey and wrapped it over me. Let's go, he said, putting his hand around my waist and making me leaning onto him. And from that moment my entire life changed. Episode 1. Chapter 1 to 10. Do you think your life is difficult? Or you are having so much trouble living your life? Believe me, you won't think like that after hearing me out. Let me introduce myself first. I am just nobody, anyway, people call me Sarah Anderson. I have one brother, Shane Anderson, who is actually my twin brother and just a few minutes elder than me. But we are the polar opposites of each other. He is more than 6 feet tall, masculine, and handsome. He is the goalkeeper of the university football team, and one of the most prominent members. He is really good at making friends and everyone loves him, girls are all over him. But on the other hand, me. I am not beautiful at all, or I wasn't told I am beautiful by anyone. So I guess I am not beautiful. I on sports while my brother excels at them. I am not good at making friends or being socialized. And of course, no one loves me. Not even my parents or my brother. I am just a headache for all of them. My brother hates to even introduce me as his sister, so basically, no one in the university knows I am his sister. I can't really blame him for that, because even if he tells that, nobody will believe that this ugly nerd is his sister. I am a computer engineering student at Queen's University, the most prestigious university in the country. The only thing in my life that I am proud of. Even though I am not good at anything else, I am really good at studying. I don't have to study so hard for exams to get good grades, as I can memorize things pretty fast. Therefore I could easily obtain a full scholarship and accepted to the university of my dreams. When it comes to education, again my brother is so different from me. He s.ux on studies. It is just my parents' money and his talents in sports made him accepted to Queen's University. My parents stopped supporting my education a long time ago, telling that they have to focus on Shane's education and they don't care if I study or not. No matter how many times I won awards or any other recognitions with my education, they even don't congratulate me. None of my parents attended even a single one of my prize giving, where I got so many recognitions for my achievements from my school. They turned a blind eye to my report card filled with A's, but they were amazed seeing Shane got at least a C for one subject. I have to do a few part-time jobs to support my studies since I was just 13 years old. And also, no matter how many part-time jobs I have to do all the household work as well. Cooking, cleaning, washing, and everything. None of them wash even their underwear or the plates they used. My mom and dad always say that I should be grateful that they let me stay in the house and feed me, so I must do all the work to show my gratitude. They don't give me a proper room to stay, I stay in the storeroom. I have made a small space for me there. I don't have much in my possession, so I don't want a big space. The storeroom doesn't have proper heating or cooling. So in summer, I have to stay sweating, and in winter I always get frozen up. I can't remember the last time they bought me something to wear. I always buy something for me from used clothes sales. Since I don't have much to spend on clothing, I always wear some t-shirts, baggy sweaters, and jeans. I have only one pair of shoes to wear wherever I go. In case I have to go to some kind of interview or something special, I used to borrow a pair of shoes from my mom for the day. Of course, I got beaten until I couldn't walk anymore at night as a consequence. But I had no choice. I never wear makeup. Not because I hate them, but since I couldn't afford them. So everyone sees me as a girl with messy hair, an ungroomed face, and who wears oversized clothes, old shoes. They see me as someone who doesn't have even a basic sense of fashion, a total nerd. My family members don't think twice to beat me whenever they feel it requires. They call them punishments. But I don't have to do something wrong to get punished. If they have a bad day at work or school, they will punish to make their mood. If they have a good reason to be happy, then they punish me to make them happier. Shane actually has gone beyond that, and he started bullying me outside as well. At school, he was my main bully. Everyone at school loves him, and they knew Shane hates me more than anything. So they find bullying is the best way to make a good impression with him. Things didn't change at university as well. He continued bullying me as he pleases, and people joined him for two reasons here. One reason is the same as earlier: they want to make a good impression on Shane. The second reason is they couldn't stand a scholarship student like me, who looks so poor and unattractive, getting endorsed by all the lecturers. I normally wake up around 4 in the morning, to finish any assignments or any study-related things. After all the work in the day, I go to sleep around 12 every day, with a tired, aching body and crying heart. I don't care they make me work or treat unfairly. But the way they scold at me, the way they humiliate me, the way they treat me like a slave breaks my heart each and every day. You may be wondering why I don't run away from all these **ts and start a new life. Well, I do not dare to do so. At least this way I am staying with people I know my entire life. No matter how hard and depressing my life is, there are two things that make me get up every day and get going. One thing you already know, it is studying. I want to become an engineer. Find a good job, because that is the only way I can get out of this hell. The second thing is, well, the second thing is a guy. Jake. Jacob McMiller. The most handsome guy I have ever seen in my life. He is the captain of the football team and also a top student. Everyone including lecturers loves him. But the difference between him and Shane is he doesn't love them back, while Shane being a total playboy. Jake always keeps to himself. He doesn't have many friends. He is the secret crush of many girls, even the girls who date Shane have crushes for him. Since they can't go for the best, I think they stop where they can reach and date the next best option. You may think of me as a typical campus girl drooling over everyone's Prince Charming. But the reason I am being so obsessed with him has nothing to do with his looks or his talents. We are in the same batch and studying the same subjects, but we haven't talked with each other even once. I doubt he even knows a girl called Sarah Anderson exists in the world. But looking at him every day, I feel a strong connection to him. I feel under his arrogant, ruthless self, there is a soft, gentle, and lonely soul. I don't know the exact reason to feel so. But I always feel he is so much related to me, even though he seems to be leagues ahead of me in every aspect. The best thing is he never bully me. I am used to getting bullied by everyone, so when there is an exception, I attract to him naturally, but that's just one reason. I always go to watch every football match, not because I am a die-hard football fan. But I love to watch him play. There I can stare at him as much as I wanted without being creepy. So that is what basically about me, just nobody. My life every day is the same boring and heartbreaking nightmare, until one day. That day something just happened. You may think it is a mere gesture of kindness, but for me, it became my hope, my encouragement, and eventually my life. Chapter 2. That morning I had a severe headache. So I stayed home. I anyway didn't have any lectures, since 2 of the lectures got cancelled. I wanted to go to the cafe where I do part-time, but my headache kept me tied to the bed the whole morning and afternoon. After getting a good sleep, I woke up around 3 p.m. Today there is a football match on the campus. One of the other university teams is coming to ours for a friendly match. As I said earlier, I never miss even a single football match, the only chance to see my Jake as much as I desired. So I took a wash, dressed my usual clothes, and prepared to go to university. I came down from my room, ready to go to university. I was shocked to find Mom was weeping on the couch in the living room. Dad was holding her hand and trying to calm her down. I didn't know they were at home. Normally at this time, they both should be at work. Mom, what happened? I asked panically. My mom is not someone who easily cry. So I was really scared that something really bad has happened. She stopped sobbing for a moment and stared at me. Then she got up from the couch, ignoring Dad, who tried to make her sit again. You destroyed my life. She started to hit me out of nowhere. Mom, please, what I have done, I am sorry. I apologized for something that I don't even know while trying to escape from her. But she grabbed my neck and she was suffocating me. What you have done? You born, that is what you have done. I should have killed you right in my womb, she was screaming. I felt like my heart stopped for a second. I couldn't breathe, not just because she was choking me, but since my heart was throbbing out from what I have just heard. Lisa, let her go, you are going to kill her. Dad tried to get Mom's hands off from my throat. I want to kill her. I should have done this way earlier. I was afraid it would harm my Shane, or else I would have already killed this bitch. She was not ready to let me go, she was screaming and choking me more and more. I was coughing. I wiggled as much as I could, it was so painful, I couldn't bear that. However, Dad could get her off me. I fell down to the floor lifelessly. It was so difficult to breathe. I was still coughing and trying to process everything. We could have put her in an orphanage right after she born. You didn't let me. My mom was still screaming while trying to escape from Dad's hands and strike me. She was totally like a crazy beast. She was screaming and cursing me. I wanted to get up and run away without hearing her words. But I couldn't, my legs felt like jelly. I tried my best to get up holding to the table next to me, but each time I again fell back to the floor. So I couldn't stop hearing all the unbearable, unexpected words from my mother, the person who gave birth to me. Finally, I could stand up on my feet. She was still yelling at me. I ran away from home without even looking back at them. But by then I have heard enough for my entire life. I don't know how I came to university. I was walking towards the faculty and it was already 4:30 p.m, the match starts now. But I have no mood to go for it. I walked inside our faculty building and get on the elevator. I pressed the 10th floor on the highest floor. There are some lecture rooms on that floor, but most of the floor area is utilized for storage. Nobody even uses the existing lecture halls on that floor. So whenever I want a hideout, that is where I go. In my life it is quite often I need a hideout. So I have prepared a permanent place for me there. Just after I reached there I burst into cries again. My ears were filled with my mom's word. How my mom could even think of killing me even before I was born. She was telling she wanted to kill me right after she got to know she is having twins. How they decided it was me who should get killed, not Shane, even before we born, without even knowing our genders. If they need only one kid, why couldn't they pick me? Why is it, Shane? Why Mom? Why you and Dad selected him over me? What wrong have I done to you, even before I was born? I knew they don't love me. I knew they always chose Shane over me no matter what. But hearing that they wanted to kill me when I was in my mom's womb and they had plans to put me in an orphanage, it killed the last tiny hope I had for my family. I was always left out. I have no one to be with me, but today at this very moment I feel 1,000 times lonelier than I have ever been. Can I really go to them again? How can I face them again knowing they wanted to kill me? But do I have any other place to go? What am I going to do now? I was sobbing and battling with my thoughts God knows how long. I might have fallen asleep in the middle. When I opened my eyes it was really dark and I couldn't see a thing. I opened my phone to check the time, it was 9 p.m. already. I got up and collected a backpack from the floor. I saw a cup on the nearby table from the flashlight of my phone. It was a hot chocolate and it was hot. I looked everywhere in the room to see who kept this cup right here. But nobody was there. Whoever kept it here should have left not long ago. There was a small note stick to the cup. Drink and smile, the note said. IGR0ANED. Is someone try to do a prank on me? It is usual they give this kind of surprise to me, which put me in trouble later. Then suddenly my phone vibrated notifying a new message. It was from an unknown number. Hope you enjoy your favorite drink. Don't worry, this is not a prank. Go home safely. I almost dropped my phone with surprise. Who is this? How does he or she know hot chocolate is my favorite drink? So is this not a prank for real? Or have they gone to a totally new level of pranks? I took the cup in my hand and smell it. It smells heavenly and I remembered I haven't eaten anything since morning. I took a small sip and God, it was so delicious. Thank you for the nice surprise. It is delicious. But may I know who you are? I replied back while walking towards the elevator with the half-empty cup in my hand. After coming out of university, I again fell into the same dilemma. What should I do now? Should I just forget everything and go home? Or where should I stay? At a bus stop? Station? Where? Without even knowing, I get onto the bus to go home. 3 of them were talking about random things and watching TV when I entered. Where you were? We had to order food since you didn't prepare dinner. You fucking useless, Mom shouted when she saw me. I didn't tell anything and directly walked to my room. After taking a quick wash, I sat near my table. I was not sleepy at all. And my mind was filled with a lot of thoughts. Then my phone vibrates. A new message from the unknown number. I opened the message with my fingers shaking. I really wanted to know who is this. You may get to know at the right time. Until that, you can call me whatever the name you prefer. Good night, Princess. Princess. Tears filled in my eyes. This is the first time in my life someone called me princess. I know it is just a kind gesture. And some anonymous messenger called me princess, nothing big about that. But my life is only filled with sorrows and tears, so this small thing, it felt so pleasant in my heart. And for the first time in my life, I felt special. Chapter 3. Next morning I woke up a bit late. So I hurried to the kitchen to make breakfast. I saw Dad coming to the kitchen when I was pouring some pancake mixture to the pan. Good morning, Dad, I greeted him as always, though I knew he will never greet me back. Mom lost her job, he said in a dull voice sitting on the kitchen chair. What? The spoon which I was holding dropped to the floor. I couldn't believe what he said. My mom really likes her job and she always feels proud of her work. So losing her job, it should be so hard for her. But she works really hard, so how come she lose her job? They fired her day before yesterday, he said, pouring some milk to his mug. But why? She works so hard. I know my mom doesn't love me, she even wanted to kill me when I was just a fetus. Still, she is my mom. I had no one else in the world other than these 3 people, no matter how evil they treat me, they are my family. My eyes were filled with tears for my mom. I am in the process of finding a new job for her. Until that you have to bear whatever the thing she said. Did I misheard him, or he actually sounds empathetic towards me? I nodded my head slightly. Prepare something for lunch and keep it in the fridge, hunger makes her even angrier, he said after taking the last sip from his mug. Okay, Dad, finish up your work quickly and go, and don't return home until I come back from work, he said, leaving the kitchen. I stared at the direction he left for a few seconds. My dad has never talked to me casually and kindly like this. He may be feeling guilty about what happened yesterday. No matter how harshly one of them beat me or scold me, the rest of them has never tried to come to my rescue. So it was so unlikely of my dad to stop my mom from beating me. My mom should be in a totally violent mood right now, so that even Dad is worried about what she will do next. Anyway, the last thing I wanted to do was facing my mom alone, so I hurried up, finished making breakfast and prepared some pasta for my mom's lunch. I missed my usual bus to the university. I woke up late, then had to prepare lunch as well, so no wonder I missed the bus. I saw Shane was driving his car to the university when I was impatiently waiting for the next bus. He saw me as well, he gave me a crooked smile and drove away. Shane always goes to the university by car, but not even for a single day he gives me a ride. I had just 15 minutes left for my first lecture. I knew I am not going to make it on time if I wait for the next bus. But I had no other options either, I had only the bus fare with me. I got into the bus and took a seat, praying there will be no traffic so I could go to the university as soon as possible. It normally takes 10 minutes to reach the university by bus, so I took my phone out to check my emails. I had one unread message from the same unknown number. I felt my heart stopped for a second. I opened the message with my shaking fingers. "Good morning, Princess." So it is not just a one-time kind gesture. Is he really going to text with me? Like all other people really do? Did I just use the word he, so am I sure it is a he, not a she? I think it should be, because deep down my heart I felt so. Believe me, he is the first person in my entire life who texted me just for some casual reason. All the other texts I have got so far is related to some academic stuff or commanding me to do things for them. It felt really good to be greeted by someone, at least from a message. "Good morning. Can you at least tell me how you know me?" I typed quickly and sent. I was eagerly waiting for the reply, keeping the phone in my hand. Why does it take so long to reply? I was so anxious. I checked the time I received the message. It was at 6:30 am. I felt really disappointed. I should have checked my phone earlier. I replied after 3 hours, so no wonder I am not getting an instant reply. I am not used to checking my phone always, because it is rare I get any calls or messages. There are times I don't even check my phone for the whole day. As the bus reached the university bus stop, I put the phone back to my pocket and got down, blaming myself for not checking the phone earlier. I was running all the way from the university entrance to the faculty. I was 5 minutes late already. I saw Shane and some of his gang were there near the faculty entrance. They seemed to cut today's lecture as well. They seldom go for any lectures, they just waste their time wandering around the university and making troubles. It was not just me who has become a victim of this gang, everyone at the university is more or less a victim of them. They were hissing and shouting in my direction, but I had no time to paying attention. My first lecture was with Professor Arnold. He hates people who don't come to his lecture on time. If I get late even more, that means it's better not to go for the lecture than getting criticized in front of everyone. I just saw someone putting his leg in my way and I didn't have enough time to dodge it. I tripped over his leg. My knee hit the floor so hard, I screamed with unbearable pain. Luckily my head didn't hit the floor, but I felt like my kneecap got broken. They all were laughing at me. I tried to stand up, but I couldn't even feel my right leg down from the knee. My failing attempts to get up made them laugh more at me. "Don't you in a hurry, run, get up and run," it was Shane. He was poking me from his foot. Helplessness in my heart turned into warm tears and fallen down from my eyes. Why my own blood is so cruel to me. I think she is going to cut the lecture just like us. "Don't be a bad girl, Sarah, you are Professor's pet. No, get up and go," it was Mike, one of Shane's best buddies. Enduring the killing pain on my right knee, I managed to stand up holding to the wall. I just walked away, putting all my body weight to my left foot and holding the wall. I wanted to go as far as I can from them. They always call me Professor's pet or Professor's WE. They find it really entertaining to ask me how many nights I sleep with a professor to get an A for a subject. They are not willing to accept all my good grades are entire because of my knowledge and hard work, even though they know it. They always want to say that I sleep with our professors to get good grades. I walked miserably towards the lecture hall. I was 15 minutes late for the lecture, and I was not in a position to go for the lecture as well. My leg was hurting unbearably. But if I go somewhere else, I was pretty sure I will cry my eyes out for God know how long. I had cried enough yesterday, I had no heart to cry even. So I entered the lecture hall, this way I could at least keep my mind engaged with something else than my pathetic, worthless life. "Oh, my, see who has remembered to attend the lecture," Professor Arnold said sarcastically when he saw me. Everyone laughed at me. "I am sorry, Professor, I said in a low voice. Oh really, you are sorry, then you should have come on time without wasting other people's time. You may have no value for your time, but there are other people who value their time than anything else. I didn't say anything, just lowered my head and listened to him. Since this is your first time, I will let you come. Ms. Anderson, go sit without wasting our time further, thank you, Professor. Everyone was staring at the way I walked. I felt really awkward. I walked to the nearest vacant chair as fast as I could, pulling my hurting right leg with me. Ms. Anderson, what happened to your leg? Professor Arnold asked curiously. In our university, they don't tolerate bullying at any cost. So if I tell him what has happened to me, Shane and his gang will surely get a few weeks suspension. And I didn't want it to happen, because after their suspension, when they come back, I am pretty sure they won't leave me to speak again for the rest of my life. On the other hand, if Shane got into trouble because I complained, that means I will have to find another place to stay for the rest of my life. You may think I am a coward, but if you live my life even for a single day, you will realize it is not easy to be bold and speak up for yourself. Even all you have is not enough to build up that courage. I have fallen down while I was running to come for the lecture, I said in a lower voice. I hope no one intentionally makes you fell down. No, sir. I just fell down. Okay, if you say so, let's continue the lecture. Professor Arnold continued to explain the theory he was explaining when I entered the lecture hall. I tried my best to focus fully on the lecture despite the growing pain in my knee. I massaged my knee restlessly. The pain was totally unbearable and I couldn't stop tears coming down from my eyes. I took a really bad decision to come for the lecture. Now no way I can get out until the lecture is finished. I gave up my determination to focus on the lecture since it was impossible with the killing pain. I tried to think of something else, something that makes me happy. As I told you before, I have only 2 things in my life that make me happy. One of them failed to make me forget my pain, so I looked around for my next source of happiness. I saw him sitting on the row in front of me. Paying his full attention to the lecture and taking notes, he looked handsome as ever. How can a guy be this perfect? God has given him everything when he was creating Jake without any greediness. He was wearing a dark blue shirt, which matched him flawlessly. I felt really sad as I couldn't watch him playing yesterday. Watching Jake in the football court, playing aggressively, is the hottest thing I have ever seen in my entire life. Everyone loves his sportsmanship because no matter how aggressive he plays, he always follows the rules. He is called the most genuine university football player. It is quite normal to see students from other universities also cheer for him. His marvelous talent, wrapped with his extraordinary handsome look and genuine qualities, drive everyone, especially girls, crazy about him. His arrogant way of keeping a distance from everyone drives them even crazier about him. I didn't notice the lecture is finished until Jake collected his things from his desk and put in his bag. I was so deeply attached in my thoughts about him, so I have forgotten my pain for this whole time. I sighed. If just looking at him could make me forget all my pains, what would happen to me if I get a chance to hug him tightly and bury my face just for a few seconds? I would die with unbearable happiness. I wait for everyone to leave the lecture hall first because I didn't want to get embarrassed again by walking like a cripple. I felt my phone vibrated inside my pocket. I took it out as soon as possible. One message received. Please go to the medical center before anything, princess. It kills me seeing you walking like that. I read the message over and over again, a letter by letter, so he knows that I have hurt my leg. That means it must be someone from my batch who were with me in this lecture hall or someone who is in Shane's gang. They are the only people who saw me walk like a cripple with so much pain. Anyway, that single message felt so dearly to my heart. Having someone who cares about me is totally new and exciting feeling for me. I always used to work so hard on my academics to get my happiness. Sometimes I sought happiness from having fantasies that I will never be going to make a reality. Like I just had at the lecture. No matter how long I looked at him having all the lovely thoughts in my mind, he doesn't even know I exist. Even one day he gets to know me, I will be just another girl drooling over him. But having someone who cares about me, who says that it is killing him to see me walking like this, it is so much different. It makes me happy in reality. I think now I have not just 2, but 3 sources of happiness. Chapter 4, I went to the medical center and got my wounds dressed. I had no serious wounds than the killing pain in the knee. I got my knee band-aided. And got some painkillers. After that, I went to my favorite hidden SP0T in the library. It was in the rear end of the library. Students normally don't come to this part of the library, so it is a perfect place for me to do my work without any interruption. I got to finish an assignment, not mine but Shane's. I have already completed mine. Shane never pays any attention to taking home assignments. I am the one who always does them for him. He doesn't even bother to have a look at them before submitting. I kept my aching right leg on the chair in front of me and made myself comfortable enough to begin my work. I had to do something, before anything. I took my phone out to reply to my dear anonymous messenger, but I saw I have already get another message from him. Good girl, now sit somewhere and give your leg some rest. What? So that implies he has even seen me going to the medical center. Is this person becoming a stalker? I tried to recall the people who were nearby when I entered the medical center. But that was quite impossible as a lot of students were out there. I am in library, won't leave here for next couple of hours, I typed and sent back. I waited a few minutes for him to say something, but didn't get any reply. I pushed my phone to the other side of the table annoyingly. Why I am carving for a message from him. I have more important things to do than waiting for a stupid reply. It took me nearly 3 hours to finish the assignment. I was totally drowned to the work and didn't even notice the time passing. Painkillers should have done an amazing job. I didn't really have the killing paining anymore. I reached to the other side of the table and grabbed the phone. Still no messages. He must be busy with his other work. He can't just keep on texting me, right? He got other things to do as well. I sighed, keeping the phone down on the table. I felt really hungry, no wonder it's around 2 p.m. now. I couldn't get breakfast as well since I was in such a hurry. But I didn't have cash in my hand to buy something to eat. I had to spend all my savings to get my laptop repaired, and I couldn't go to the cafe this whole week. So I am totally broke. Even my water bottle was empty. I stand up to go to the water filter. Don't worry, Sarah, this is not the first day you had to stay hungry. You are strong, you can go through this, I walked murmuring to myself. You know, when there is no one to cheer you up, you have to become your own cheerleader. I filled my water bottle and also went to the washroom. When I came back to my table, there was a small parcel and a hot chocolate cup on the table. The moment I saw them, I kept on staring at them for a few seconds and then ran to the table. There was a chicken sandwich inside the parcel. And also a small note with a smiling face was stuck to the hot chocolate cup. Did he come here? Did he really come here? I felt the phone vibrates in my pocket. I took it out quickly and opened the message. I didn't see you taking lunch. How caring he is. He is really after my every move, isn't he? He knew I didn't have lunch and he managed to keep all these here for me, within the few minutes I was out. I was happy to get that kind of attention, but the meantime it made me scared. I have read so many stories about stalkers. Didn't all of them start with little things like this? Even thinking about those freaked me out. I wanted to find out who this person really is. If he knew I went away from my table for a couple of minutes, that means he should be somewhere closer, where he can observe me. I walked towards the middle of the library. He might be somewhere here still. Many students were reading books and studying. I walked to all the places which were close to my table, carefully looking at every student. I should be looked so creepy. Some students gave me deadly stares while some of them even scolded me. But I didn't care. I wanted to see if there is someone suspicious, someone who can fit into my anonymous messenger role. In a corner of the library, where no one can easily see as it was covered with a huge column, I saw someone sat. I walked a bit closer carefully to not getting his attention. I covered to a nearby bookshelf where I can have a closer look on him, without him noticing. It was Luke. A very handsome guy, a member of the football team and one of my batchmates. And one of Shane's best buddies. As I said earlier, it is rare for Shane and his friends to even attend to a lecture. So one of them being in the library is pretty suspicious. I have never seen any of them at the library before. What actually Luke is doing here? He was staring interestingly at his laptop, with a slight smile on his lips. With such a smile on his lips, I was pretty sure he was not doing anything related to academics. So why he came to the library? They have so many other places to do whatever they want. Is he the one? My heart started to beat like crazy as it was going to jump out of my chest. Could it really be him? It is true that he is one of Shane's best buddies, but he never bullies me even verbally. Anyway, he doesn't show any special attention to me either. So I can conclude he has a neutral attitude towards me. Wait. Has he been really neutral towards me? I recalled some moments where he bumped into me in the faculty corridors. He apologized, sometimes. Even it was my fault. Sometimes he even asked if I am okay, oh my god. Yet, he even asked if I am okay on some occasions. What happened today morning began to flash back in my mind. When Shane and his friends made me fell to the ground, when they were telling stuff to me and when they were laughing their brains out over failed attempts I made to stand up, he was just looking at me, he didn't laugh. He didn't say anything. I didn't feel any difference in that at that moment. All I wanted was to get up and run away from them. But now in my flashback, I could see vividly how he was staring at me, his eyes, yeah, those eyes were filled with hurt. His lips were stretched to a thin line, as he was trying to control himself. How didn't I notice any of these before? He had given me some signals. But I was so blind to them. Or am I just daydreaming? He may be just having some sympathy for me, but could a guy who is that handsome, that rich, and that popular have any kind of interest over a girl nobody wanted? I had only one way to check. I took out my phone and typed a text. Thank you for the delicious lunch. And gluing my eyes on him, I hit the send button. My heart was thumping so hard, my legs were trembling. My eyes were anxiously waiting. He shifted his eyes from the laptop screen to his phone, which was on the table. He took it and then the next moment he was smiling looking at the screen, and I saw his fingers quickly ran over the screen. My heart stopped, my whole body was frozen. Next moment the phone which was on my hand vibrated lightly. I am glad you like it, Princess, the new message displayed. Chapter 5, Tips. I stared at him for some time, without knowing how to process the whole thing. He looks so much handsome than I can ever remember. No need to tell, he got an amazing body structure with everyday practices. His handsomely sculpted face made him one of the girls' major secret crushes. In my university, the university football team is like the heart of the whole system. Not only the players are so talented, but also they all are so hot. But Jake, Shane, and Luke are the everyone's loves. When Jake shows zero interest in all the girls drooling over him, Shane gets everything out of the girls who want him. Over the years Shane has become a total playboy. I don't even know how he could keep the count of girls he banged. But from what I know, Luke is somewhere middle in the spectrum. He doesn't totally ignore the attention he gets, but as I know, he never gets any of them to the next level. Just friendly hugs, allowing them to take photos, giving autographs, talking with them, and sometimes going out to have some coffee or food. I didn't really care what Luke was doing, and how he involved with his fans. But now when I recall these, it brought so much happiness to my heart. He is not a player at all. He looks decent and respectable, though he hangs out with Shane and his filthy gang. He also got some good grades, despite he barely goes to any of the lectures. I don't know much about his family, but according to what I have overheard when other girls chatting, his dad is a very big businessman. They are billionaires. How on earth someone so perfect like him bother to care about a girl like me? I don't even worth to get his attention. I know I am thinking too much, and maybe my heart flatters over just nothing. For him, maybe I am just a girl who is in pain. He may just feel pity for me. But, is it likely for him to call me princess if he just pities me? I don't know if I am being illogical or so naive to feel like this, but my heart feels I am special to him. He is going through a hard time to catch my every movement and support me whenever I need, because I am important for him, no matter it is true or not. That's what my heart felt. I slowly walked back to my table. I was so happy to know the real identity of my anonymous messenger. I felt a bit sad because he doesn't want me to know his real identity yet. I think he has some good reason to hide that, so I think I should keep this as a secret. I should pretend that I still have no idea who he is. One day when he feels it is the right time, then he can tell me. I don't care anything, since now I got someone who cares about me, and that someone is really a good person. I wonder what the other girls would do if they get to know that Luke is texting me and taking care of me like this. They would die envying me. This brings a small smile to my lips. Finally, it seems I also got something that others would envy me, of course, other than the good grades. I put on my uniform and started my shift at the cafe. This place is near to the university, so it is always filled with university students. Today is no different. We got many customers. Many customers mean a lot of work. I could even get a second to relax after start working. I was blaming myself for not taking the painkillers as my leg has started to ache again. I was making the drinks for an order when I heard people were screaming and shouting. I came out of the kitchen and peek what is going on. Oh! My goodness! The football team! It is all of them. It is not a normal thing to see the whole team going out like this, as Jake is not hanging out with them much. So this indeed a wonderful sight. 15 guys on their football t-shirts which clung to their perfectly built bodies walking together, a sight every girl in our university would cherish to see. Why you are staring? Go and take the order, Mr. Donald, who is the owner of this cafe, yelled at me. Oh, okay. Mr. Donald, I said. I always afraid of him, not just me, and everyone, even the students come to the cafe, has some fear towards him. But I was not ready to go and take the order from them. They will start to make fun out of me and the whole ordering thing would take forever. I could convince Mia, who works here full-time, to go and get the order. I was lucky as Mr. Donald was not in the vicinity, else I would surely get scolded for transferring my duty. But I think I was not lucky enough, as after some time, when their order is ready, Mia was nowhere near the kitchen. But Mr. Donald was there, and he gave me a look which made me grab the tray and ran towards their table. As I said, my leg was paining, so even though I said I ran, I just limped, praying God to give me the strength to carry the tray without falling down. The moment they saw me, they were so happy, like a bunch of kids who got their favorite toy. "See who come to serve us, bro," Bob said, tapping Shane's shoulder. I looked down and started serving the drinks. I said, "That's mine, baby," Glenn shouted, and they laughed. I felt my hand shaking when I give him the drink. I had to put all my strength not to spill the drink. Why, they laugh like crazy. "Blackberry vanilla mocktail." "Oh, that's me." Bob grabbed it. I could manage to offer them a few drinks more without spilling them, and now left with the final 2 drinks. "Lime and mint me." It was Jake. I looked at his Greek god face and served his drink, but he didn't even look at me. "Mojito, that is mine." "Yet, you guessed it right, it was Luke." He gave me a slight smile. I was so nervous, this time I actually spill a bit of his drink. "Oh. I am so sorry, I was so panicked." "Can't you even serve a drink without being stupid, without letting Luke speak?" Shane raged. "I am sorry. Let me clean." Taking out the napkin in my uniform pocket, I tried to clean the table. Wait, it was Bob. I froze. What is he going to do? That's a total waste to use that rag on this delicious mojito. "How about you lacking it, girl?" that suggested. All of them shouted happily like it was the greatest idea a person suggested ever. Well, not all of them shouted. Not Jake and Luke. My head lifted panicky without me knowing, and my eyes stopped on Jake's face. He was just sipping his precious lime and mint. I doubt he even heard what is going on here. Maybe he heard but chose not to interfere. But my Luke was not like that. "Are you insane? Can't you see Donald is looking at us? Do you need to add another trouble to our list?" "I have no doubt he would go and complain to Dean right away," Luke said. "That's my knight in shining armor." He is right, most of them agreed. And I could just wipe spilled drink and return safely. Before I left them, I raised my head a bit and looked at Luke. He was just staring at the table. His lips were stretched to a thin line. I knew it was not only me who is in pain. I limped to the kitchen and took a deep breath. For the first time in my life, someone interferes when I was getting bullied. Someone stopped those. I felt a vibration in my pocket. I took my phone out with shaking fingers. "I am sorry you have to go through this. But trust me, this is not for so long." Tears filled in my eyes. "Yes, of course, I trust you. I feel you are going to make everything right for me." Chapter 6. It was almost 8 when I arrived home after my shift. Both Shane's and Dad's cars were parked outside, but no one was in the living or kitchen. Both the kitchen and the living room was a total mess. Empty beer cans, soda bottles, and snack wrappers were all over the place. Books and magazines occupied a good portion of the living room floor. I took a deep breath, trying to be calm. My leg hurt more than ever. "It seems I won't be able to give you a rest for a long time, buddy," I muttered, touching my aching right knee. I knew they all might come down soon seeking for the dinner. So without going to my room and change, I kept my backpack on the kitchen table and started preparing dinner. "Where you went? Don't you know I want my dinner ready by 8? I heard my mom yelling, coming down the stairs. "Just 5 minutes, Mom. I am almost done, you and your 5 minutes. You useless by age." She came and sat on the sofa turning on the television. "What have you made for my lunch?" she again asked. "Why, Mom? I prepared you some pasta. Didn't you eat?" I asked, thinking she may have forgotten to check the refrigerator. "Who call that piece of shot pasta? No one can eat that. What do you think of me? You think I am a beggar to eat whatever the shot you? I didn't say anything. That is just normal. No matter how good the food tastes, she complains. I don't want any compliments, but why she always complain? I arranged the dinner table and shouted, "Dinner ready." Just the normal routine. My dad and Shane need me shouting my brains out in order to get them to move from their dens. They all were eating and chattering. Me, what do you think? I think you guess it right. I don't own a place in their dinner table. So I was just cleaning the mess my mom has created all day. Dad and Mom were asking Shane about his day. Had lectures all day. All the lectures were just mind-blowing. I am feeling so tired, he said. Yeah, really funny. A person who never goes to a lecture talks about how mind-blowing lectures are. Mom and Dad have no idea that Shane hardly goes to any lecture. In their eyes, Shane is so studious, so sporty, a multi-talented young man. Then me, for my parents, I am good at nothing. All the good grades are purely out of luck. When they finished dinner, I had cleaned the living room. They all came to the living room and sat on the sofa to watch TV. Mom and Dad were watching TV, but Shane, his eyes are continuously glued to his phone. My parents think it's really important to have some time together, as a family. I am not included in that family anyway, every day. So Shane has to stay there even though he doesn't want to watch TV. I went to the dining table to get the plates. They haven't left anything for me to eat, like most of the other days. There was enough food for all four of us. They have taken more food to their plates, more than they can eat. So in all their plates, there was leftover food. Their message was crystal clear. If I want to eat the food I cooked, I got to eat from their leftovers. There is nothing to worry, this is my life. I have been living like this in my entire life. Stay strong, telling the part of me, who gets heartbroken every day by their wickedness. I started washing the dishes. While I was washing them, one dish just slipped from my hand and fall into the sink with a loud bang. Thank God it didn't break. What you break this time? Mom shouted, walking towards the kitchen. Nothing, Mom. It didn't break. Raising the dish in her direction, I said. You ignorant, since it didn't break you think everything is okay? Why are you so clumsy? The only thing you have to is this cooking and cleaning, but you can't even do it properly. What is the use of your life? She kept on scolding me. I knew that if I tell anything in reply, things will get worse. So I just turn around and continue washing. My leg was also paining like crazy. I wanted to go to my room as soon as possible and give my poor leg a break. You turn away from me when I talk to you. How dare you? She without letting me even react, she pushed me from the back. I was not standing that steadily because of my leg. Reaching the maximum possible level of unluckiness, my right knee hit the pantry cupboard door. I screamed with the intolerable pain. Both of my legs felt lifeless and I dropped to the floor, crying. My screams made her even furious. She started to kick me mercilessly. I had no other option but to try my best to keep my right leg safe from her kicks. When she feels she has T0'd me enough, she stopped. I wish you never born, she finally said. I was lying on the floor and crying with the pain. I felt like cutting my right leg above the knee. I can't bear this pain. I just can't. I thought I am going crazy. I couldn't think of anything clearly. I got up after some time. By then they all have left the living room. They all should be getting ready to sleep peacefully after torturing me enough for today. I sat on the kitchen chair and got my backpack. I searched for my painkillers anxiously and took all of them to my palm. I should take all of these. Yes. I should. Do you think I want to hurt myself, overdosing the painkillers? My life is pathetic and there is only pain living this life, but, don't worry. I may not have the strongest mind, but my mind is strong enough to understand that I should not hurt myself for things other people do. Then what is with all the painkillers? I am in intense pain. I can't bear that. I wanted to reduce my pain, that's all. I was about to take all the painkillers at once when I heard the faint vibration of my phone. I took it out of the backpack and opened. Hope you had taken dinner, princess. If not, please go eat something. You have to take medicine as well. I was just staring at his message when my phone indicates a new message. It is killing me to see you in pain. I wish I could take all the pain from you. Please stay strong for a little bit more. I am going to make everything right for you, my sunshine, my sunshine. My heart melted. My eyes filled with new tears. But this time the reason for my tears was different. I felt a sudden urge to hear those beautiful words from his mouth while looking at those handsome eyes. I wanted so much to run to him, hug him tightly, and let him make me warm in his muscular arms. Please. I don't think I can go through all these pain for much longer. Please let me come to you. Please let me feel the warmth of care and love for the first time in my life, I whispered, but didn't type it for him. Anyway, I put all the painkillers back to the container, keeping just 2 of them in my hand. Please go eat something, his words were echoing in my mind. I poured some milk for me and get some biscuits with cheese. I went to the upstairs, took a wash and lie on my bed. I ate and took the painkillers I typed and sent. Thank you very much for taking care of me today. Your texts mean a world to me, I again typed and sent. Your texts mean a world to me. Did I really send that as well? I sighed. What will he think of me? He may think I am so pathetic. He may think of me as a normal fangirl who is drooling over him. Why am I acting so stupid all the time? I received another message. I opened it when my heart beats double its speed. Texting with you doesn't mean a world to me yet, I guessed. Who am I, when comparing to you? You may have so many other people texting you. You have your family, your friends. Everyone loves you. My phone vibrated again. Because you are my only world. My heart stopped for a second, I forgot to breathe. I couldn't remember anything that happened today other than his last text. Because you are my only world. Do you think the same as I think? Is he in love with me? Chapter 7, I fell into a deep sleep thanks to the painkillers, but not for so long. I woke up around 3 a.m., with incredible pain in my leg. I tried my best to forget the pain and sleep again, but I was not succeeded. Finally, I had to give up and take painkillers again. My knee area was swollen so much. It looked like a good size ball, and the rest of my leg looked so tiny compared to that. This is not going to work, right? I can't depend on painkillers forever. I have to get some real treatments or else I am afraid I would end up being a cripple. Next morning, right after I entered the university, first thing I did was go to the medical center. This looks pretty bad, and what are these other bruises? Doctor asked, pointing to some of the bruises in my hands and forehead. I got them from Mom yesterday. Oh, these. I slipped in the bathroom, I lied. There is no way I can complain about my own mother, right? That's strange how you get these kinds of bruises from slipping in the bathroom, he said, concerned. I guess he knows I am lying, but do I have any other choice, doctor? I am sorry. I also felt it is a bit strange when I check them, I said, but I hope I never said that. He stared at me suspiciously. By any means, did you hit your knee also from your slip? He asked, pressing the word slip. Yeah, My knee also hit the floor. I think yesterday was a bad day for me. I tried to smile foolishly. Look Sarah, this is beyond our potential now. This looks pretty bad. You should go to the hospital and first get an X-ray. Then they will decide further treatments. Hospital, but doctor, please can't we do something without going to a hospital? Why? Are you afraid to go to the hospital? They are not going to cut your leg, he said grinning at me. I came out of the medical center, not knowing what I should do now. I wanted to go to the hospital, I couldn't undergo the pain. It was extremely difficult for me to even walk now. But I have one problem. How am I going to pay the hospital bill? I didn't have enough money with me. What should I do now? Whom I should ask to lend me some money? Do I really have anyone I can turn to? I checked my watch. It was 9:45 am. My lecture will be started in another 15 minutes. Let's go to the lecture first, then let's see what we can do. Cheer up girl, you are going to figure this out, I tried to make myself relaxed. When I entered the lecture there was no one. I sat in the first row, it is easier to concentrate from there. I started to read last week's lecture notes again. I have to focus on the lecture first. If I don't pass out with good grades, it won't be easy for me to find a good job. That means I have to rotten in the same hell for my entire life. After like 5 minutes, someone entered the lecture hall. I slightly raised my head to see who it is. It was Jake. Without even looking at me, he went to another seat in the first row. Now it was just me and him in this lecture hall. Most handsome man I have ever seen in my life was just 4 seats away from me. The pleasant charming smell of his cologne spread all over the lecture hall, making my heart tickled. Having him in my close proximity, and being alone with him. This whole situation gave me goosebumps. What is wrong with you, Sarah? Stop having fantasies of someone who is never going to even acknowledge your presence. Don't be a desperate fool. I slapped myself lightly. Ouch, I have slapped where I got bruises from yesterday. It hurts. You have someone who thinks about you. He says you are the only world for him. He is handsome and he is so good, isn't him? Then what are you doing with having unrealistic dreams about someone else? Everyone says it is so much difficult to forget your first love. My first love is Jake, though he even doesn't know there is a girl called Sarah who loves him so much. So don't blame me for not being loyal to my dear anonymous messenger. First love is so hard to forget. But I think I am ready to move on. After the lecture, I took a call to Dad. After all, he is my dad, he has to help me, right? Just kidding, I don't have a dad who helps me like that. But you know I am so hopeless. His phone was ringing and ringing, but he didn't pick up. So I took a call again. What? I am busy, he answered. I am sorry, Dad, but can you please give me some money, I begged. Money for what? He raged. Dad, my leg is extremely paining. Doctor in the medical center said I need to get an X-ray first and get treatments from a hospital, please Dad. I am in incredible pain, my voice broke with cries. You know how hard I work to fill your mouths every day. Even your mom is jobless now. Aren't you ashamed of asking money in a situation like this? He yelled. I know that, Dad. I am so sorry. I won't ask you if this is not really needed, where all the money you earn from your part-time goes to. You useless bit, you save up for you, don't you? Wasting my money for your needs. Go die, I don't care, he hung up. Holding my phone to my chest, I closed my eyes. I don't save up for me, Dad. I don't have enough money to even eat most of the time. I am not trying to waste your money. I am in pain. I can't stand this, please. I cried. But there was no one to hear my cries. I had only one lecture today, so the rest of the day is free. I went to the cafe, my last hope. After finishing my shift, I gathered up the courage to walk to Mr. Donald's room. I am scared of him to hell. But I was in a situation to care less about my fear, as the pain in my right knee is dominating all my emotions right now. What you want? He asked as he saw me. Mr. Donald, can you please give me a week advance? I asked in a begging voice. A week advance? You are just a part-timer, I know, Mr. Donald, but I have been working here for more than a year now, and I have been always loyal and hard-working. I can give you the advance, but I have certain rules, he said. I will agree to all your rules. Please, Mr. Donald, I really need this money. I knew I was so desperate, but I don't care. You have to come to work for a week continuously starting from tomorrow. In the weekend you have to work the whole day. If you agree, I can give you money, he said. Of course I agree, I said with relief. Mr. Donald seems to be a nice person, no matter how he looks from outside. After all, he came for my rescue, for which I am truly grateful to him. The doctor said I haven't got any bone fractures after checking the X-ray. Thank God. He band-aided my leg and gave some medicine to speed up the recovery. He advised me to keep my leg rest for at least a week. If you don't do that, you will have to live with the pain for more than a month maybe, he said. I came out of the doctor's room, almost crying. I sat on the chair outside the doctor's room. What am I going to do now? I promised Mr. Donald that I would work for a week continuously starting from tomorrow. Now the doctor advised me to rest my leg for a week. I don't want to be in this killing pain for a month, but how am I going to negotiate with Mr. Donald on this? I was battling with my mind, holding the money Mr. Donald gave me. I have to go to the cashier, I have to pay my bill from his money. I don't think I can rest my leg for a week. I am sorry, buddy, what can I do? I whispered to myself. Hello. I want to settle my bill, I said to the nurse in the counter. Yes. Ma'am, can you please give me your appointment number? Yeah, it is 34980LMMM. Ma'am, your balance is 0, your bill is settled out, she said, looking at her screen. What? No, it cannot be. I think you get the appointment number wrong, it is 34980L. Yes, ma'am, it is 34980L. And you are Sarah Anderson, aren't you? Yeah. I am Sarah Anderson. But I haven't settled my bill yet. Look, I have cash in my hand to pay the bill. Maybe something wrong with the system? I asked confusedly. No ma'am, I am certain it was settled just 5 minutes before. I sensed my phone vibrating. I took it out. I couldn't protect you from getting hurt, so please accept this as my apology, the new message said. Chapter 8. I couldn't protect you from getting hurt, so please accept this as my apology. I was frowning at his message, God knows how long. Ma'am, are you okay? The nurse asked kindly. Yeah. I am good, so I guessed I don't have to pay anything else, I stuttered, taking eyes away from the phone. Yeah ma'am, everything is settled. Okay, thank you. You are welcome ma'am, she said, smiling. I walked towards the seating area and dropped myself on one of the chairs. This is too much. You know I accepted when you offered me something to drink or eat, but this is way too much, I replied. I was actually angry with him. He doesn't know anything about me, I just can't let him spend money on me like this. If I wanted to ask money from him, I would do that in the first place. But I don't think it is appropriate. Why? As I said, this is an apology, he replied. But it is an expensive apology. So I can't accept it. Your forgiveness worth a million times than this. There is nothing to forgive you. You have done nothing wrong to me. I couldn't protect you from getting hurt. It makes me want to kill myself. You know nothing about me. There is so much evil in my life. No way you can protect me from all of those. So just stop being sorry for something you don't even know the limits. My eyes were clouded with tears. I hardly saw what I was typing. I know about you more than you can ever imagine, princess. It's true, I can't do anything to protect you right now. But as I promised, I am going to make everything right for us. There is no way you know about my life. If you know the truth, you won't even bother to text me. I know you and Shane are twins. I felt my heart froze for a second. My whole body shivered. What? How he knows that? No one in the university knows that. Just like I know that I know every other thing about you, which you may consider as secrets. He sent again. I didn't know what to say. It doesn't seem all these started just 2 days back. He must be into me for quite a long time now. How I didn't notice. Look, Sarah, stop being stubborn. You think you can work in the cafe for a week continuously when the doctor advised you to rest your leg for the exact same time period. It was the first time he talked to me by my name. It felt strange, but this is not the time to think about that. How you know that? Okay, he may know about my family as he claims, but how he knows about my agreement with Mr. Donald, and above everything how he knows what doctor said me just a few minutes earlier. Has he implanted some kind of a camera or mic to me? So he can observe everything I do. As I said, I know a lot about you than you can ever imagine, he replied along with the winky face. Are you stalking me? You can give whatever the name you like. But in my perspective, I am just trying to protect you. Look. I see there is nothing to hide from you now. I am broke, I accept that. Even my family doesn't support me. I have been struggling with my life since I can remember. I always worked to get things I wanted. But I have never begged anything from anyone unless I have something to offer in return. So now I can't be in debt to someone whom I don't even know much. When I finished typing and sent the text, I burst into cries. I knew I am in a hospital and a lot of people are around me. But I couldn't restrain myself. I want to be loved and cared, not be pitied. I was so happy when he started texting me because it means he was caring about me. But right now I feel really devastated. He just pities me, because he knows how miserable my life is. I don't want that. I hate that. I want to be loved and cared, just that. Sarah, stop crying, please. I beg you, stop crying. I barely saw his message with my blurred eyes. He can see me. He must be somewhere closer. I stood up and looked around searching for him. I really wanted to talk to him personally. I wanted to tell him to not pity me. I wanted to tell him that is not what I want from him. But he was nowhere to be seen. I wish I could come to you now, princess. I really wish, from all my heart, but I can't. I am sorry, please don't cry. I can't stand when you are crying. A new message from him. I sat back on the chair with disappointment. I was still crying. People were staring at me. I didn't care. I was really annoyed at him and of course at myself. Look, Sarah, don't think I paid your bill because I pity you since I know about your life. I have never pity you and I will never do that. Everything I have done, searching about you, texting you, following you, and everything is just because I love you. I couldn't even believe what am I seeing on my screen. I forgot to breathe, my heart stopped, my mouth went dry. If anything was moving in my body, it was just tears flowing down my eyes. I didn't expect to tell you from a text like this, this is like the worst place I tell you about my feelings. I wanted to tell this to you holding you in my hand. When we meet in person. But I can't let you have a wrong opinion about me, he again texted. Does he really love me? How this even possible? He is like a shining star far away in the sky, I am just a worthless tiny stone down on the earth. How he feels something like this about me? Are you angry with me? Another text from him. No way. How can I be angry with you? I couldn't think of a suitable message to send him. What should I say now? He just said he loves me. What am I supposed to tell now? I was so confused. I was staring at my phone blankly, without knowing what to tell him. I know, you may not believe me, you don't even know me. I forgot that he texted again. No. I know you, you are such a kind, such a handsome young man. I believe you. I know it is hard to believe, but my heart says I should believe you. Sarah, please forget what I just said. You can think about it after you get to know the real me. Let us be friends again. And let me just take care of you. Another text. I can't just forget what you have said. I don't want to forget. I am going to keep this message forever with me. This worths everything to me. Please text me, please, you are driving me crazy. Another text. His anxiety was clearly visible even in his text. Poor him. Okay, enough, I have to tell him something. Use your smart brain, Sarah, why you act like you have no brain at all? I am sorry for getting annoyed at you. I really thought you pity me. But I am relieved since you don't. I sent him. Oh, thank God you replied, yet I do not pity you. I will never do that, so are we good now? His handsome smiling face was flashing in my mind. Yes, but anyway I will pay you back. You can sum up everything and pay me when we meet one day. If you keep on doing things like this, I don't think I will be able to save enough to pay you back. Even then you don't have to save up, you know there are other means you can pay me. Along with a wink emoticon. What? What does he mean? What you mean? Never mind, now be a good girl and go to the cafe first, return the money. Then go home and take a rest. I don't know what Mr. Donald would think. This feels really good, having someone to share my thoughts. It is such an unfamiliar but wonderful feeling. Don't worry about that. Just go and return the money. He won't ask anything. I have already talked to him. You did what? I texted. Oh my God, what has he done? What Mr. Donald would think of me now? Calm down. I know Mr. Donald very well, so don't think much. He is not going to think anything bad about you. You can really read my mind, ha? How do you know me that well? I was thinking, staring at the phone. What you think? Time to go, girl, it's night already. I have arranged a taxi, he is waiting for you at the entrance, don't bother to pay. I have already paid him. Now don't try to protest, okay? I only need one thing from you. Please let me take care of you. He texted again. I actually have a hell lot of questions to ask from you. But I am not sure if this is the right time. He just confessed his feelings to me. I always craved that. Love is such a magical word. Even hearing that can make you happy and satisfied. In my entire life, I was not blessed enough to hear that. I love so many people, my parents, my brother, my friends, but none of them love me in return. Even though I don't know much about him and I haven't actually talked with him other than from texts, hearing this magical word from him, it drifted me to a whole new world. A world where it is just me and him, a world where I am being loved and cared. A world in which I don't have to worry about anything because I know, he is there to have my back. I think that's enough. Can you give me permission to take care of you, sunshine, please? Another text from him. Permission granted. I didn't have to think before sending the reply. Chapter 9. After return money to Mr. Donald's, I got back into the taxi to go home. My phone blinked with a new message. Doctor said you are weak. I know you don't escape meals purposefully. You can be open up with me. Tell me, may I get you some food? No. No. You should not do that. I can't bother you for every single thing. I got to handle it myself. No. I will manage that if you say so, anyway please don't stay hungry. You got some strong medicines. If you don't get a proper diet you will end up getting gastritis as well. I will get a proper diet. I promise you. I replied to him, and I meant it. I am going to keep that promise. He worries enough because of me. I don't want him to suffer more. Right after arrived home, I cooked some soup and Chinese noodles. Then I poured some soup to a bowl and got some noodles to a plate. I carried them to my room, carefully without making any noise. After safely placed them on my reading table, I came down and quickly cleaned up the living room and the kitchen. Then arranged the rest of the food to the dinner table. Dinner is ready, I shouted. I was over the moon after his unplanned confession. I haven't felt this happy since I can remember. I don't want my family to ruin it. Therefore before they come down for dinner I managed to flee to my room. I took a bath and ate. I knew what I was doing is risky. There were a few times I got some food before they eat as they don't leave me anything to eat. But almost all the times I got caught and got beaten until I couldn't even walk. Anyway, keeping my promise to him was worth taking the risk, and of course, knowing that he is out there to have my back made me feel confident about myself. After like 2 hours, I slowly opened the door and listened if there is any sound coming from downstairs. After making sure they all have returned to their rooms, I went down. I cleaned the dining table and did the dishes. After came back to my room, I lied on the bed holding my phone. I ate, and took medicine I typed and sent. I was waiting for you to tell this, he replied immediately with a happy face. Sorry. I went down to clean the kitchen, but I should have told you earlier. That's okay, you can't really rest your leg after all, can you? He sent with a sad face. What to do? I can stay away from working from the cafe, but at home, there is no choice. I have to do these. He didn't reply to me for a few minutes. Has he fallen asleep? No. It cannot be. How can he sleep in the middle of a conversation? After like 15 minutes he replied to me. It was a pretty long text. So I forgave him for taking time. If you want I can find you a place to stay. But even I am not sure if that's a good option. Your family may beat you, keep you hungry, and they may make you a slave for them. But the world is full of far more dangerous people. They are capable of doing things that even people in your family can't imagine. At least in your home, you are safe from all those psychos. So let's bear this for some more time, princess, until I can get you to a place where I can keep my eyes on you and protect you without even knowing. A warm teardrop escaped from my eye. My heart fluttered with his thoughtfulness. Until I can get you to a place where I can keep my eyes on you and protect you. My eyes were glued to this line of text. I will be the happiest girl on the earth. I don't want anything else, let me be with you. I know everything else would be alright if you are with me. I wish that day would come soon, I typed but deleted without sending. You are right. I understand that, that's why I never thought of running away, I sent him instead. So you have felt you want to run away from home? Of course, a million times. You know, on those cold nights when they beat me until I nearly die and locked me up in a dark room with nothing to drink or eat. When I have to pee in the same room because they won't even let me go to the toilet. When my body ached and I had no more tears to cry. I wanted to run away and never come back. But every time I could make up my mind to stay, I typed while from letter to letter all those cold nights replayed in my mind. I could even feel the fear and pain I had to go through. First, I am sorry, I was not there for you. Secondly, you deserve so much better than this. One day you will lead a life, in which you won't even recall you had to go through all these in the past. I promise you. Why is he apologizing to me? There is nothing he can do. He didn't even know me back then. What matters is how he treats me right now, and how he is going to treat me in the future. Shall we sleep? Got to wake up early though. I am not coming for lectures, I sent him, instead of replying for what he said. Anyway, I was getting a bit dizzy, I guess it was because of the medicine I got. Oh, you are not coming for lectures tomorrow. I totally forgot that. So is this the first time you cut lectures? He sent me with a wink face. What? No. I have cut lectures, not any that I remember. Okay, I haven't cut many lectures, but this is not the first time. And how come you remember if I attended every lecture or not? You know, I have my own ways to know things, especially when it comes to you. Oh really? Anyway, I actually feel a bit bad about not coming to lectures yet. He was right. I hardly cut any lecture. I don't get much time to study. So I go to every single lecture and try to understand the core concepts thoroughly. Then it is easy for me to study fast. Of course, I don't have any friends to ask for notes as well, so I am not going to lecture means I am totally in the dark when going to the next lecture. Hey, don't worry about that. I will take care of that. You will feel you have actually attended to the lecture. His text actually made me laugh. Even he doesn't go for any of the lectures. So how is he going to take care of that? We'll see yet. You will see how much I am committed for your service, Princess. I read his text while having my eyes half closed. I think I fell fully asleep afterward. Next morning I woke up around 5 to prepare breakfast and lunch. I wanted to finish everything before anyone wakes up. If my mom got to know I am going to stay home, I won't be able to rest even for a minute. She will find something to make me work on. Before going to the kitchen I checked my phone. There were 4 new messages. Hey, why you are not replying? Do you angry with me for something? Have you fallen to sleep yet? I am such a fool. You must be sleeping right now. Good night, princess. Sweet dreams. I smiled happily reading his texts. How nice it would be to wake up to this every morning. Good morning. I fell to sleep. Medicines are pretty strong, I guess. But you know, I had no pain at all. I slept like a baby. I sent him. After preparing the food, I went into my room and spent the whole day inside. Mom had no idea I was home, so I could just stay without any trouble. He texted me from time to time all day, checking if I ate, took medicine, if I have any pains. He is so sweet and caring. I am going out for some time, won't be able to check on you until like 7. But I have sent you something. Check your email. He texted me around 4 p.m. Yeah, you are going out, I know that. It's their practice time. I opened my mail account to see what he has sent me. I got a few emails on offers and stuff, and yeah, there it is. A new email from since you don't know @mail.com. What a funny email address, how he even came up with this. I opened his email. Dear Sarah, I want you to feel you actually went for the lectures. so I guess just giving you some notes would not be sufficient. Go to below links, they have the full videos of all the 3 lectures. Hope this would be useful. Yours, whatever the name you gave me. P.S. I really want to know what the name you have given me is. Can you please tell me? I laughed at his last line of the email. Crazy. I quickly clicked the links. I couldn't even believe it. He has uploaded the video of the full lecture. The audio was so clear and video also was in really good quality. Did he really shoot this with his phone? Can we do this quality video from phones? Wait. He doesn't go to the lectures, so how he got these? Did he ask someone to do this for him? Or did he go to the lecture today just because of me? I really wish I could ask this from him. But it will indirectly say that I have an idea who he is? I couldn't keep on watching the video as tears clouded my eyes. This is one of the sweetest and most caring things one has done for me. A few days earlier, I had nobody to even give me a lecture note, but now all of a sudden there is a handsome, kind young man getting the whole lecture videoed for me. Every day, you do something that makes my heart fell love with you over and over again. If you keep on doing sweet things like this, I don't know I will be able to resist myself from running to your arms when we meet randomly at a corridor in the faculty. Chapter 10. Rest of the days went almost trouble-free. Mom got a job, in the middle of the week. That was a great relief for me. I didn't have to lock myself up in the room all day. I could watch TV, prepare something nice for me to eat and enjoy sick leaves after all. During these few days, he became so much closer to me. We were like talking always. Our talk was not any more limited to day-to-day stuff, we talked a lot about other crazy stuff. Our childhood imaginations, our weirdest thoughts about society and so much more. Our modes of communication also got extended. We email each other quite a lot, long email threads discussing subject-related matters and other academic stuff. I was totally amazed by the comprehensive knowledge he has on this stuff. After all, he must be really focusing on his studies, though he hardly goes to any of the lectures. We also started chatting in WhatsApp. I preferred it mostly since it was much more economical than normal texting. But we didn't forget normal texting as well. Whatever the medium we used, they seemed to take us so close to each other from word to word. We could really understand how each other think, what we like and what we dislike. People normally fell in love once they understand each other and realize they have a lot in common, don't they? I just asked guys, I have no experience after all. Anyway, in our story, I basically knew nothing about him. But I fell in love with him, for the simple fact of he cares about me when nobody does. However, making me one of the luckiest on the earth, the person I blindly fell in love with, turned out to have the same level of thinking as me. We do really have a lot in common. When I text with him, I felt like I am just talking with myself. Our thoughts matched to that extent most of the time. However, there was a couple of times, I acted like a total IT without realizing what he was telling and embarrassed myself to death. Most especially at one time, I did one hell of a stupid thing and it ended in a totally unexpected way. It happened on the 5th day I stayed home. We were just chatting about some random stuff on WhatsApp. He suddenly said, "Send me a photo." I was freaked out and almost dropped my phone down. A photo? What photo? What kind of a photo? I know couples normally exchange their photos. But aren't they mostly that sort of photos? So what does he really want? Is he asking for me? No, it cannot be. We are not even a couple, right? Yes, he said I love you, but didn't he ask me to forget everything the next moment and demanded to stay as friends? A photo. After typed and deleted more than 20 messages, I typed and sent the dumbest thing that came to my mind. Yeah, a photo. Why is that something bad to ask for? Bad? It defines with your thoughts. Wait. I got it. You thought that I asked you to send n.uds, right? Pppp. I felt like he was giggling to my ear. I blushed my ear to ear. I wanted to dig a pit and bury myself and never get up again. What? No. I didn't think so. Are you crazy? I replied immediately, while my heart was yelling at me, that I actually thought so for a second. I haven't seen you in 5 days. So just want to see your face. But it seems you have other thoughts. Ppp. I didn't have any other thoughts, right? Oh really? But you sounded like you had other thoughts. How you even know what I sound like from just one word? Oh, baby. I know everything, so can you send me a photo of your face, and if you wish, you can send whatever the other photos you just thought of taking as well. Winking face. Uj.irk. I am going to hit your handsome face until it turns red like a ripe tomato. He is teasing me. The only way to stop him was by sending him a photo. I ran to the bathroom and washed my face, applying a huge amount of face wash. After carefully dried my face, I released my messy bun and started to disentangle my stupid messy hair. I looked at myself in the mirror. I had no makeup to apply. So my face looked dried and unnourished as usual, but it was a bit presentable than before. I wish I had an angelic face like most of the other girls in my batch. No matter what time of the day, they always look flawless. Anyway, I have to live with what I have got, right? I took a selfie and sent him. For a few minutes, there was no reply. I know I am not pretty, but can't he just say something nice? I put a lot of effort to take that selfie after all. I pouted to the phone. It was now almost 30 minutes. What is he doing without saying anything? I was anxiously waiting, tapping the phone with my fingers. Are you sleepy? Exactly after 35 minutes he replied. What? Are you kidding me? Don't you get anything else to say, you fool? I didn't reply to him. Instead, I silenced my phone and went to sleep. I was really annoyed. I deserve to hear something nice from him, right? When boys tell their girlfriends they are the most beautiful in the whole world, do they really mean it? No, right? It is just a sweet way of expressing love. Why this fool can't even understand that? I will never ever send any photo to him, I swore to myself 1,000 times. Next day morning when I woke up, the first thing I did was check my phone. 2 new messages. You better have told something nice. Hey! You slept? I think you did. Good night, princess. Sweet dreams, my foot. I normally send him a good morning message right after I wake up. But today I decided not to. After finishing the morning housework, I came back to my room, and grabbed the phone to check messages. I hated myself for not having self-control at all. I wanted to stay away from my phone and teach him a good lesson. But here I am desperately looking for his message. Good morning, sunshine. Are you still sleeping? Yes, sleeping. I am going to sleep to the death. I managed to retain myself from the growing eagerness to reply to him. Okay, now I am worried. I don't think you are sleeping till 9. He sent another message. I frowned at the phone. Yeah. I want you to worry, you. He sent me emails, text messages, and WhatsApp messages, a lot of them. Sarah. Just tell me if everything is okay. I am acting like an IT right now. I am coming to your house. Everything is okay, I sent him immediately. He doesn't have to come all the way here, what is the big deal? Thank God you replied. If everything is fine, why you didn't reply? I was busy with what? Not even to find a minute to reply. I said I was busy. What is wrong? I don't feel like everything is right. I don't care what you feel. Did I really send that? Okay, this is enough. I know you are annoyed at me for something. Can you please tell me the reason? I think you know the reason. What? How I know? If I knew it, do you think I will send you hundreds of messages worrying about you? Do you think I am a fool to keep the phone in my hand all this time and waiting for you to reply? Do you think if I knew the reason I will drive all the way near your house not knowing what should I do next? Why you care about me? I am just nobody. Stops bothering about me, Sarah. You are really getting on my nerves, okay? I need a direct answer. Why you are annoyed? Getting on your nerves? Oh really? So now I am making you angry, huh? Answer me, will you? Stop talking like that. I wanted to shout at his face. How my sweet Luke even capable of talking to me like this? Look, Sarah. I am not a person who does sweet talk to people. I can't even remember the last day I called someone the way I used to talk to you. I always keep people in distant, and never ever care what they do. But you are special to me. So I changed the way I deal with people when it comes to you. I never said anything to make you hurt, because I can't stand you getting hurt. But you are always pushing my limits. You are making me telling things I regret. I wanted to make the moment I confess my feelings to you a magical one, but your stubbornness made me so helpless and I had to tell it over a stupid text. Now you are being foolishly stubborn again for a reason I don't even know and going to make me do something I regret whole my life. Stop play with me and tell me the reason. So I can make it right. I stared at his text while tears rolling down my cheeks. I couldn't even believe he was talking like this. If someone else made me annoyed like this, I swear I will beat him until he can't even walk. But this is you, the girl I love more than my life. I can't hurt you even for a second. I hate myself even for talking to you like this. I will do anything for you and you know that. But I can't let you draw yourself away from me even for a second. You have T0'd me enough now. I am so stupid. So stupid. I made him annoyed with me over just nothing. I turned him from that innocent sweetheart to this raging monster. My heart was aching. My head felt like it is going to explode. I started to hit myself with both of hands, crying and screaming. Why you do this to me? He was nothing but nice to me. His every word made me jump with joy and assured me that I am safe. But you chose to be a stupid little bit over just nothing. What did you want? You wanted to test how much endurance he has? You knew he is going to get worried, but you didn't care. You ruined everything for me. He is not going to forgive me now. Even if he forgave, things won't be same again. I was scolding myself. Sarah. This is the last time I am asking. If you don't answer now, I am going to come to your house and make you talk to me. Do you want me to do that? I would love if you come. I would love to run to your arms and apologize for being this stupid. I would love to make it up to you, personally. But this is not the right time. You were working to a plan. You wanted to take your time before telling me your true identity because you have a good reason for it. Though I know who you really are, and you have nothing to worry about, I don't want you to do this out of anger. I want it to be a magical moment. I spoiled the whole beautiful thing of hearing you say I love you. I ruined it for both of us and I am not going to add this also to the same list. After I sent you my photo, I kind of wanted you to tell something. I waited for 35 minutes anxiously. Then you replied asking if I am sleepy. That made me really annoyed. Even typing that to a text verified how absurd and egotistical I have been the whole time. What, you kidding me, right? You got annoyed with me for that. Oh my god, Sarah, if only you knew what that cute face of you did to me yesterday night. I didn't even imagine a simple photo of your face would put me in that kind of circumstance, so that I even forgot to say how naturally beautiful you look. The rest of the audiobooks will be uploaded in the next episode. Join us on Patreon to listen to more unlimited audiobooks.